this is Spanner from the Spanner Rig Show. I'm here with Riggs. We got a big time episode here. We're starting our fall sports previews, and we got a few kids coming on today. We have a little Grand Forks Red River football players, and they're maybe looking to climb the ladder and win a little Class A, 11-man Class A football this year. And they have been working their butts off, multi-sport athletes, on multi-sports, and then it sounds like they're kind of narrowing it down to football as we lead into the fall. And we got a couple Mayport Volleyball stallions, sisters on here, and they went to state in softball, and they're talking about maybe going to state in softball. Check it out. All right, we're here on the Spanner Rig Show high school segment right here. We are joined with Hudson and Jaden from Grand Forks Red River High School, and these guys are multi-sport athletes. We got a 3-sport athlete in Hudson. We got a 2-sport athlete in Jaden. Jaden got that cannon arm catcher, but he's more of a physicality guy in football, a little football linebacker action. And we'll get right into it here with Hudson. Speaking of physicality, you play safety. Are you a downhill free safety or downhill safety? More of a coverage free safety? You know, tell us about your game there.
It kind of depends. A little bit of both. I mean, usually in high school football here in North Dakota, it's run heavy. I mean, there's more running, so usually we're coming downhill, but always ready and prepared for passes over the top.
But how does that, how does that translate? You know, a lot of the colleges have moved to the RPOs and all that. They got a pass happy, 4 receivers and a running back, 5 receivers. In the NFL, we've seen if you don't have a free safety, you've got nothing, right?
Like the Cowboy secondary?
Yeah, I'm telling you. We had Roy Williams. He was the greatest safety in the world, and then all of a sudden everyone started throwing, and he was the worst safety in the world. I'm sure you remember. Yeah. You know, how when you got to translate that to the college and you got to learn to turn into a coverage guy, how's that translate? Or are you starting to work on that?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been to 6 or 7 camps this summer, and a lot of field work I'm doing is playing as a corner. So I mean, because at camps you're doing one-on-one stuff all as corner, so that's kind of preparing me to, if in college, have to translate to a corner, helping me cover the pass.
Oh, wow, crazy. Now, Jaden, talk us through on your football side here. I mean, are you playing both ways? Can you confirm that to let us know? Are you actually going to play both ways?
Fullback and linebacker.
Oh, boy, man. And are you Iron Man style? How do you prepare for that so you don't put yourself in a spot where you're going to wear down?
Yeah, I'll be playing both ways this year. I mean, you just got to I'll be in the weight room a lot, just building muscle so I don't get injured during games. And then just learning both of the positions and playing them well. So
now, see, I'm a Cowboy fan. He's a Redskin fan, but he doesn't remember the real Redskins. He's a little young for that. But I'll say this: Daryl Johnston, one of my favorite players of all time. He took a beating.
That was the 40s before it was the NFL when you watched it?
He took a beating as a fullback. He relished that role of going through that hole and turning that linebacker out, or eating up a defensive tackle that shedded a block or whatnot. And it's a tough position to play, and it'll wear you out as the season goes on. And like he said, then you're going to have to go be a linebacker, and you're going to have to shed blocks and fill holes. Just tell me about how much do you like that physicality, or do you try to avoid it a little bit to get through the game, to get through the season, or are you just looking for it every play?
Oh, no, I love hitting guys. I love the physicality that comes with being the fullback, running up the middle, blocking for my running back, and then just making plays, making tackles at linebacker. I love it.
My question is, for both of you guys are multi-sport athletes, and it's one of those things where you're multi-talented, so you adapt very well, which is the big part of it. But how do you game plan? Like you said, you work out, do those types of things. Is it just like you just take it by season or sport by sport and transition, or are you trying to do a little bit of everything, especially in the summer months here as you prepare for playing multiple sports over basically, 6-7 years or months?
Yeah, so I mean, I'd say at the beginning of this summer here, I had probably for the first month summer, I was doing all three of my sports every day. I'd start football in the morning, then I'd go pole vault in the afternoon, and in the evenings we had basketball. So I was doing all three of those, and now that we're getting closer to fall and football and stuff, it's been straight focus on football. And then as I'll obviously football finish up, then I'll move into the basketball season, and then obviously into the track season as well once that comes.
Jade?
Yeah, for me, I mean, so football in the fall, obviously, and then in the winters, I mean, I'm always in the batting cages and working on my swing and all that stuff, anything I can for the winter. And then in the spring, if you can, you get out and throw the ball around, do all that stuff. And then just in the summer, I mean, doing all those camps, obviously weightlifting important too. So yeah, just preparing anytime I can for the next sport.
All right, let's talk here. Let's get it down to it. It's There's 1:32 to go in the game. You're in the state playoffs and you're playing Cheyenne or Bismarck or somebody, right? You guys have the ball with a 2-point lead on your own 36-yard line, and it's fourth and just under a yard, right? And your coach says, I'm winning it right now. I'm winning it right now. We're going fullback dive. Jaden, are you getting that yard?
Damn right.
Oh, you know it. Yeah. I'm running someone over. I'm getting a couple more than just 1 yard.
I like it. Well, I got one for you, a little bit tougher, boys. What's it going to take for your, if we're talking about football, what's it going to take for you guys to have success? I mean, we can't sit there and be like, oh, we got to work harder and all that sort of thing, which is just kind of seems like it's, the same old talk. But what is it literally going to take? Is it something where your defense has got to be a little bit tougher? It's got to be a little stronger at the line. Is your offense got to be able to, stay on the field longer and all those type of things? But tell us, what's it going to take for your football team to have success this season?
Okay, and before you answer that, let's talk here. You guys are notorious for beating the bad teams and losing to the good teams. And I wanted to throw that out there so you can kind of figure out, okay, to expand on his answer.
Is it like, oh, receivers have got to catch the ball better. We made a lot of or maybe turn over the ball. What is it going to take for you guys? As like you said, to kind of echo what Spainer said, what's going to take for you guys to be successful this year?
So I think with our roster coming into this season is we have a lot of seniors, a lot of numbers and a lot of seniors, which we haven't had in the past. But the thing is for experience depth, we have shallow on that. So if we can stay healthy on both sides of the ball, I think we were figuring out we'll probably have about 18 of our 22 starters will be seniors this year. Oof. And like 7 or 8 guys playing two ways of the ball, playing both sides of the ball. So, I mean, we have lots of depth, but we don't have very experienced depth. So if we can keep our first stringers and that healthy throughout the year, and I mean, we've put in our culture and our team this year has been way different than years in the past. We actually have had over 60 kids showing up every morning to our morning workouts. Last year at this time, we had maybe 7 kids showing up to them. Oof. So, I mean, being able to consistently stay with all that has been a huge change for us. And we've had lots of kids getting together, going out, running over plays, doing schemes, like working on stuff. So as long as everyone can stay healthy, then I think we're doomed for success this year.
So when we first started the show, it was during the playoffs, and we had to make picks. And so one of the games that came up was the 49ers Cowboys. And if you go all the way back, it's like one of the first episodes, right?
Yep.
I said that I don't believe that either team, Niners or Cowboys, whoever has the ball needing a score to win could get it done. If the Niners are down by 4 driving, it wouldn't happen for them. If Dallas was down by 4 driving, it wouldn't happen for them, because I don't believe that either team believes they can win in that situation. Dallas was down by 6, couldn't get it done, right? The Niners were then down by 1 score or less than 1 score to the Rams, right?
Yep.
And couldn't get it done. And they really couldn't get it done against Green Bay, but they got a blocked field goal to get that one done. They couldn't get it done either. So, when you guys get in this tough game, which side of the ball does the belief need to come up in? Can we get that stop with a 1-score lead, or can we score when we're down 1 score and we got 1 drive to do it? Do we have that quarterback that's going to command the room? Do we got that belief in our defense? Our free safety there is going to gather everyone up, and no one's crossing that line. Tell me a little bit about it, that next that next step you guys got.
So I think if we're going to base off years in the past, I'm going to have to say we want to be on defense. We're going to be more confident getting a stop than getting a score. But, I mean, so we'll have we're going to be led by a sophomore quarterback this year who's shown that he's got the talent stuff. So maybe things will change this year. And maybe by the end of the season, if you ask me the same question, I'm going to say we want to be on offense. But if we're going in week 1 here don't know how things are going, I'm going to say we want to be on defense. I think our defense is very strong. And if we have more confidence in our defense getting a stop.
So when you guys are out goofing around as players and stuff, your sophomore quarterback, has he shown a little moxie and whatnot in the summer, throwing routes with the guys?
Yeah, he's doing great. I mean, he's what we wanted. He can throw a ball. He's been to multiple camps. Went to 3 or 4 ones that we were at, and no, he's legit, and I have total confidence in him to be successful this year.
Okay, so in the next few weeks, we got to release our picks here, and on who we think's going to win out there in the East, and so what place should I pick you guys?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, if I don't
Dude,
say
if you guys
first,
have any
then
dust, you better say
I don't have
first.
belief in my own team. Yeah.
Come on, you guys are going in your senior years, correct?
No.
I think if we can stay healthy and we can do what we have the talent, we have lots of talent in our senior class here, and if we can put things together and play with each other and stay healthy, I seriously think we have a chance at the title this year.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
I got one more question.
Yeah.
For what's the word, HIPAA agreements, I think we can't disclose numbers, but you guys are both really, really good students. And, we've both coached college athletes. And I was fortunate enough to coach a lot of really good athletes that were also really good students. But that's not always the case. I mean, it just doesn't work for everybody else. How do you guys balance your academics, which, like we said earlier at the start of this interview about how you guys are playing multiple sports and these workouts and all that stuff? How are you guys able to balance your academics? Because you guys are both really, really good students, and I'm assuming there's goals to play at the next level or go to school at the next level. So tell us a little bit how you guys balance that, both of you guys.
So, I mean, for me, it's all about time management. I mean, that's a huge struggle or problem in high school with students is kids don't know how to have time management. And I think I'm very strong with my time management, which I'm able to, like in class, if I get done with work early in one class and I have work in the other class, instead of waiting to go do it all at midnight that night, I'll do it then in class so I can go out, lift after school, and then go to practice or do whatever and have my evening focus on sports and during the day and in the classroom I'm doing schoolwork. How about you?
Yeah. And then coaches always preach that you're a student athlete where the student comes first. So it's like you just got to, after practice, you get that homework done, and then you got the rest of the day to do whatever you want. So it's always important just to get that school done first, and then you can relax after that.
I like that. I can't wait to see you guys play this fall. I just love watching the high school football. This is going to be a good fall. Spainer will be out there. You guys have just about locked up that Bravera Workout Warrior competition.
Okay.
Be aware, though, it's each person that posts. So if one group of people post only one time, it only counts for 1 point. But I appreciate you guys joining in on that competition. So, boom.
Thanks, guys.
So, hey, here we are with the Beat Spainer Challenge, and we're going to pick it, the Bravera Workout Warrior of the Week. If you want to be the Bravera Workout Warrior of the Week, or you want to enter into the contest, Make sure that you hashtag Bravera Workout Warrior. It's on all of my TikToks, and at Spainer and Riggs. And remember this, the top Class A school that posts the most gets $1,000 from Bravera for athletics facility renovations. The top Class B school also gets $1,000 for athletic facility renovations. The top male athlete that posts the most gets an interview with their best friend on the plane, on the Spainer plane. And the top female athlete that posts the most gets an interview with their best friend on the Spainer plane. So, let's rock. Here we are in the high school sports segment. Here we're with some Mayport volleyball players, multi-sport athletes, but they are two hammers for Mayport. And Mayport, I would say, is one of the favorites to win region. And if they get out of region, they could be a high seed, maybe a 1 or 2 seed in the state volleyball tournament. Riley and Raina, juniors for Mayport CG. Why don't you lead us off and tell everyone what the Mayport CG stands for?
And that's obviously, we preceded that question because I'm a Canadian. And I'm like, what the heck? I've been in North Dakota for 20 years. But yeah, explain to it, absolutely.
So Mayport CG is Mayville, Portland, Clifford, Galesburg. And we were lucky this year. We even got the Finley Sharon co-op. They departed from the Finley Sharon Hope page. So we got them this year. So yeah, we're all one big team.
One of the things we've been doing and we've been going through, and it's like a wide variety of stuff for high school sports, but we try to educate people so that when someone's looking in the newspaper or they're looking in the state tournament, they know exactly what's going on, or and who you play for and things like that. So out of that co-op, what specific part of that co-op are you guys from?
We live in Portland.
Nice.
So yeah, but we go to school in Mayville. The schools are together. Finley Sharon goes to Finley.
Okay. Interesting. Now, this is a big part of it. Spainer and I have always had an emphasis, as we've worked with youth. I work with a ton of youth hockey. He works with a ton of youth soccer and seeing other sports, and the specialization of kids that are literally playing, only baseball or only soccer or only volleyball or whatever. You guys are multi-sport athletes, and I mean a long list. I don't want our listeners and viewers to know that we have a little cheat sheet on the screen in front of here, and this list is long, so long. Spainer had to joke about make sure he had glasses on. But tell us, all the sports you each play, and maybe tell us, how you prepare for each one of these sports.
So I'm in volleyball, basketball, softball, and then I do a sport in the spring with track along with softball. And each of these sports, I feel like in the off season, we take a good amount of our summer to get prepared for the year. And we usually have open gyms to prepare ourselves for that too.
Yeah. I play volleyball, basketball now, and softball in the spring. And I guess, we try to do a lot of team camps as a team together in the summers for sure. And, we've done a lot this summer. I know that. But, yeah.
How important is, is playing for your community and, and playing for your school and, when you put the jersey on, trying to get through the region tournament? Do you guys, does that weigh in you guys at all?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I couldn't imagine it any other way. Especially with these co-ops, you learn about more people from different communities. You bring in more people and more players. It's awesome.
Where is the state tournament this year? Do you guys know? Mine. It seems to host it every couple of years or so. But where is the state tournament this year?
This year, it might be in Fargo this year. I think it was in Minot last year, so I think it switches every year.
So what's it going to take for you girls to get to the state tournament this year in volleyball? Spainer kind of alluded to the little bit of higher expectation, but what's it going to take for you guys to get there?
Well, We graduated 2 setters this year, and they're our main setters, but we have 2 upcoming setters, and I think communicating well on the team is going to be a lot for us, and getting to bond a lot and get close. I think that's going to help us a lot more on the court.
Yeah, well, I
So
agree.
I get this. Riley, you're the hammer. Raina, you're the digger. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah,
so-
we both play all around the court. We both hit, and she's in back row too. But I think she's more up front. I'll stay in the back.
So
Very modest, but there's some
there's
massive stats.
Yeah, there's such. Riley, you had
stats.
259 kills last year. Raina, 260 digs. Did I get those numbers right, or approximately?
Yes, sounds
How many
right.
games is that? Like, how many games do you guys play?
Like
That's-
11. No, I'm just kidding.
But like, how many games do you guys play in a year? Like, that's still a huge number.
Yeah. So
20 games.
Yeah.
So Raina, if you're getting all those digs, do you play libero or do you not play libero? And who plays libero on your team?
So I'm also an outside hitter, and I play left back when I'm in the back row. But our libero, her name is Brooklyn Grove. She's a Mayville player. And so yeah,
She's very good.
Yes.
Yep, she's a senior this year. She's been our libero for 3 years now. Past 3 years.
Is the libero, they're the ones that wear the different color
opposite
jerseys?
The different
Yeah,
jersey, yep.
Yeah, I always say the funny jersey, right? But I guess you could say the same thing with soccer with the goalkeeper, right?
Yeah.
So, tell me this. Who's your competition in the region?
I think it's going to be Thompson once again. Seems like it
Tommies.
happens to be them every year.
And they went to state last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I interviewed a Thompson girl,
Oh.
and she said they were going back to back in
yeah.
the region. So we'll see what happens here. We got you, you guys on. So as you guys go into your other sports, you guys got basketball in just a few months. What are your guys' thoughts on basketball? Can you guys get to state like you did softball?
We finished third last year in the region for basketball. We've certainly had a lot of camps this summer, and I think we plan on getting just as far or farther this year, and that's the hope. We didn't lose any starters, so we're sitting pretty strong, I think.
We had Walker Demers on from Grafton, and she left early. So I got to ask you guys, and we also had the Cade Warbus, the wrestler, and he had that like 6 million hit video where he made fun of the guy who missed weight or whatever at the state tournament, right?
Yeah.
The number 1 seed missed weight in the state tournament. He got like 6 million views. So I want to know your guys' first reaction, your best player in the region, on your one of your biggest rivals decides to go to college early and leave her senior year. Were you guys dancing and doing the what's that thing? Fortnite woo, or whatever? Or were you guys like, oh man, I wanted one more chance to play against her? Were you disappointed or elated or mixed emotions?
I would say mixed emotions. I mean, she was definitely a big help with Grafton. She did a lot for their team. And losing her, their coaches always do good at building up their teams. And I don't know. I would say, I don't know.
Their coach retired too. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, we just did a basketball camp with her yesterday. She's a great coach.
Yeah, she is. She's North Dakota royalty. But
What now? Obviously, you guys are playing multiple sports, and we've talked a little emphasis on volleyball. Is there goals to play at the next level to try to get to the college level? And if it is it just volleyball, or maybe is it another sport that you guys may differ on, or what's the future life for you guys?
Well, I've definitely thought about volleyball or softball, but I'm not really sure on yet. I don't have a set career plan yet, so I think it's going to base off what I hope to go for college for. And if it works with that, then I'll definitely keep that in mind. But
So they're going into
Yeah.
the Go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say the same. Definitely thought about it, but we'll see what happens.
For sure.
They're going into their junior year. So on June 15th, that was the day you guys are eligible to be recruited. So have you guys started talks with any schools at all?
Couple coaches. Yeah, more volleyball and softball.
Well, me personally, I like Mary and Minot. They're kind of like the ones that are closest to me, and this is in the Division II realm. And if anyone's good enough to play Division I, I kind of root Bison. He kind of roots Sioux. But if you guys,
Whoa, hold on here. Hold on. Are you getting into this? Because they live literally right in.
I know we're getting to that point here.
Okay.
Getting to that point.
I like this. I like where this is going.
So, obviously, I've got, selfishly, I'd like to see you guys play, be Beavers or Marauders, but we do have a question here, and we ask it to, probably every 5 or 6 people. It's a big battle here. What is North Dakota's favorite team? Bison football or Sioux hockey? You guys can answer independently.
Absolutely.
Sioux hockey.
I would say NDSU football.
I'm a
what's
hockey girl.
interesting?
I love hockey.
Absolutely. You guys are in a tough spot right there. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, because it's all pretty much in the middle. I mean, I'm assuming.
Isn't this a great,
Yes.
just an example of our
Yep.
state, though? You got, they're equidistant between two cities,
Yep.
right? You got sisters, same household, on the eastern side of the state, and they went opposite.
Yep.
It kind of proves the point that North Dakota has, 2 teams, It's almost like Alabama, Auburn football or whatnot, We got Sioux hockey, we got Bison football. I can compromise with you and say it's a tie, but
Well, here's a question for you girls. Like, if you have to decide on, you guys want to go, because it's probably, what is it, about a half hour, 20 minutes each way kind of thing, to one to Fargo and one to Grand Forks, or what's the...
It's
Is it- you
about
guys-
an hour to Fargo and about the same to Grand Forks.
Okay, it's an hour. If you guys had to pick a restaurant in either city, which one are you going to?
Let's say Grand Forks, Dakota.
Oh, okay.
a little secure. You like the
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Oh,
Are you hibachi or are you more the sushi?
Hibachi.
oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, cool.
The hibachis are fun, I think so.
I tell you, it's weird. You get into these interviews and it takes it on its own, and all of a sudden, like you said, we should take that debate to Mayport. That's what we got to do here. Definitely more. Especially we got a hockey player in this one, former hockey player, anyways, for sure.
Yeah, I know. I really look forward to watching you guys play this fall, and Spainer will definitely get out there to Mayport to watch a game. I saw you guys play Renville there at State. That was a tough one, but you guys did a pretty good job. And Renville's, you can always throw that out there. They're the combination of 65 schools, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how many towns that make up Renville County, but anyway, it's awesome having you guys on, and look forward to watching you play this year. And I got to do my fall predictions here, so he can make fun of whatever I miss. And by the way, I've only missed like 2 or 3 complete state tournament picks all spring, but he still bring out the one miss here.
Hey, but you know what? He is. You know what? We'll just let him stick to his high school predictions because he's pretty darn good at those. Any other prediction, pro sports, you can throw that out the door. So.
I defeated him in football, the
only
playoff
by
picks.
default.
But anyway,
keep going.
he's
Yeah.
just sore that he keeps losing. Anyway, so look forward to seeing you guys play this fall. But my predictions are coming up. Should I pick Mayport to win the region? Should I pick them to win the state?
For sure.
State
We're
and
coming
region or
strong
just
this year.
region? What's that?
We're coming strong this year.
All the
boy.
way. You guys are going to run her, huh?
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Another great episode here on the Spainer and Riggs podcast. We love talking about those high school athletes, especially a couple pairs, which we get a little bit more content, a little bit more banter, which is really, really good. It was really exciting. You are not going to want to miss our next week's episode. We've got a massive announcement. First time on the Spain and Riggs podcast. We are going to have a live commitment announcement that you are not going to want to miss. So it's going to be pretty cool to be able to reveal where this student athlete is going to be playing his collegiate sports. We won't get into it. I don't want to give any too much, but you're going to want to follow along. We'll probably give out some teasers this week. It's going to be exciting, so you're not going to want to miss our next episode. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media content, especially on TikTok, following Spainer as Bavaria Workout, all that contest stuff, which is really exciting. This was a great episode on the Spainer and Riggs podcast, brought to you by the Dakotan.